Hi loves, welcome back. In today's video, I'll be talking a little bit about two products that I recently discovered at the drugstore. These products I think are fairly new because they were in their own little display at the drugstore, and I decided to pick them up because they really intrigued me. And they're by the brand Rimmel. I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about this brand. It's all over Target and Walmart and Walgreens and CVS and Rite Aid, or all those drugstores. So it's a primer and a foundation. The first thing that I noticed when I walked into the store was the foundation, and I don't think I own anything by the brand Rimmel. It just never really caught my attention until recently when I discovered this little baby here, and it's a foundation, and what caught my attention is that it claims to stay on for 25 hours. It's a full coverage foundation, and it has SPF 20 sunscreen, and it also has comfort serum. So I've never heard of a drugstore foundation that claimed all of that. And I'll read you what the back says. It's a full coverage foundation enriched with a comfort serum, instant perfect coverage that lasts all day, sweat, heat, humidity, and transfer proof for up to 25 hours, dermatologist tested. This lives up to its expectation. I picked one up, and I picked mine up in the color 203 True Beige, which, to be honest with you guys, I've never had any high-end or drugstore foundation that matched my skin the way this did. So, let me tell you a little bit about what I've been doing and how I've been priming and prepping my skin. This is actually also, I forgot to mention that it's not a first impression, it's a review, because I have been testing this out for about a week or so. And so far, all I can tell you is that I'm highly impressed with this drugstore foundation. The price is okay. It's $7 or $7.50, as well as the primer. So we'll get to the primer in a little bit, but this foundation has been impressive. Like, I'm impressed. I am oily. I'm very oily, and I use the Aveeno Daily Moisturizer for my skin because it's winter here in Chicago and it's really cold, and my skin was super cracked and it was just very dry. Actually, there's a little bit of a background story to this, to how there's a hair sticking out. There's a little bit of a story about how I truly fell in love with it. Last weekend I went with my fiance to Indianapolis, which is about 3 hours away. We went with his family and we left pretty early. We left around 8 in the morning. I woke up at 6:30 to get ready, and I applied this foundation that early. And I took naps in the car on our way there and on our way back. And when we got back here, it was about 10:30, 11 at night. And my sisters all gathered up, and we were just having a few drinks, talking, just messing around. And I didn't go to bed until probably 3:30 in the morning, and I was getting ready to take off my makeup, and the foundation was still there as if I never touched it. I did have to blot about twice or 3 times during the day, but in about almost 24, maybe you can say 19, 20 hours, I only blotted my face 3 times, and when I was getting ready to take off my makeup, this was still there on my face, and I couldn't believe it. I did use the primer, but this foundation is one of my favorites. I know it's too early to probably say that it's my favorite. This hair is really bothering me. But it just impressed me so much because I'm a very oily person, and I actually feel like the primer and the moisturizer combined with this and the comfort serum helped my skin stay hydrated and not produce as much oil as I normally would. with a mattifying foundation, for example, or a mattifying primer. The primer is a skin perfecting primer. It increases foundation wear for up to 8 hours. So I didn't test this out on its own or with any other primers because obviously they were meant to be paired up together. So I think that the longevity of the foundation has a lot to do with the primer. So you get an ounce on each. I forgot to mention that for this foundation, but that's pretty standard with all foundations. Now this primer is kind of like a cream texture, so it's not silky, it's not silicone, and it sinks right into your skin. When it comes to covering your pores and to blurring out imperfections, it's pretty decent. It's not compared to the Benefit Professional or the Smashbox Photo Ready primer, but definitely for $7 for drugstore and for the longevity that it helps your foundation with, it is definitely worth the price. And the texture is very creamy, so I'll show you. So it's very creamy. It goes on like a moisturizer. It's a non-greasy formula that really hydrates your skin throughout the day. So I think these two paired up together are very, very compatible. They're very good for your skin and they are very inexpensive. And I hope these are permanent products. Also, what intrigued me to do this review is that I haven't seen a review on these products on YouTube. No one really talks about Rimmel, and I just wanted to give it a little shout out because it is a great inexpensive drugstore foundation that obviously is long lasting, especially on an oily skin person like me. That just tells me so much about the foundation and the product overall. And I don't have anything else to say. These are great products together. Now I applied the foundation on each side with different tools. On my right side, I applied it with a angled kabuki brush by Sigma, which is a F84, and I have to say that it was okay when it came to blending out the product, just because the product is very liquidy at first. So this brush actually absorbed most of the product. I had to reapply foundation on my right side twice because the brush sunk in all the product. However, with the Beauty Blender, which is a sponge, it went on flawless. I'm not talking bad about the kabuki brush, but just for this specific foundation, the Beauty Blender definitely worked with my skin a lot better. And that is obviously because I have large pores and I'm an oily skin person. So your skin type has a lot to do, I feel, with the tools and how your foundation applies with brushes and with sponges. So I feel like you can even, you know, apply this with your finger and just blend it out on your skin, but we're not gonna go there. Beauty Blender, foundation, and primer are the bomb that come together. Guys found this review helpful. If you guys have any suggestions on videos or Valentine's Day looks that you want me to do, leave the comments and requests in the description box down below. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye!